Hey peeps, how's it going? My name is LJ. You are now chilling with LJ and we are playing some Disco Elysium. And I'll leave off where we stopped last night. Go back into the crazy cop role. Alright. So I'm pretty sure the last thing we did was talk to the leader of the Wood Pines. So now I think I have to go back and talk to the worker, or the protest leader. How do we go talk to him? Smoker on the balcony. You see a man on the balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
He says in a quiet voice. Despite the cold, his shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame. No trouble for me, I just want to know what's going on here.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
It's the god of cigarettes and youth. Ask him if he's got anything to spare. Can I at least have a cigarette?
Apologies, but this is my last one.
The god himself has denied you absolution. Can you just, like, toss that one down?
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Right, that was obviously a bad idea. Forget I said anything.
As you wish.
Actually, the gendarmerie really needs to talk to you.
Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
What's your name? My name is Martin Martinez. Good local name, let's go with that. Looks like you've got a good view of the Whirling's backyard. Can you tell me anything about the hanging? I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away? We'll remove it as soon as possible. Now, where were you last Sunday? Oh, you already asked me that, didn't you? Pretty sure I didn't. No, not you. Some more muscular type. Lieutenant takes out his blue notebook and writes something down. And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman? Last week? I don't know. Look. Patio chairs and dead house plants litter the scene. What were you doing last Sunday? I had a friend over. What kind of friend? It was my Sunday friend. Sunday friend, how intriguing. Makes sense, friends are nice on Sunday. You don't have to work, you can just spend time with pals, watching rugby and drinking beer. What's your friend's real name? Did he see something? He doesn't reply, gesturing no with a cigarette. In the neighboring windows you can see faint reflections of his silhouette, all from different angles. Alright, we'll talk later. Need to get going. Try again. No. Time to bring out your secret charm, tears and begging. Show him your emotional side. Do you want me to cry, huh? No, for God's sakes, I don't want you to cry. Listen, I really have to go. Ah, there it goes, wasted. You would have gotten at least a few drags out of it. Good luck with the investigation. He's gone. We should run after him, see where he went. No point in running. Tenements like those often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk, then he'll know how to hide. So we just give up? He could be a witness, him or his Sunday friend. Either we need to look into the muscular type who's asking about our case. There has to be a way of getting inside the building. Let's go check out the door near the pier again. The door near the pier.
The streets will flow red once more, a great torrent rushing down Rue d'Esperance. You wait and see.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth? Blood type? The last time I was tested for Hep C?
Hep? Yeah, when were you last tested? We just want to know your name.
And here I was, trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
What are you looking at? Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring. That ozone whore. Someone's gotta keep an eye on her. You mean Joyce? On a first name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world. What's ozone? It's where they grow whores like her and their whore men. Wild and negativity. You got a crush on her? Aching for an opportunity to defend her honor? What are you doing to the wall? Can't you tell I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aero graffito visible from low orbit? I haven't really started it yet, I'm waiting for the right words. So you don't know what to write? Have you ever tried your hand at graffito? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff like pigs go home and Mona was here. We rarely see pigs around here though, just union cats, and my name's not Mona, so... Why are you so committed to defacing the building? This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fired to break the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation. I'm gonna have to stop you, this is hooliganism. Be realistic, what are you gonna do, climb up there? You heard your partner. I condone the idea of using physical force on her, she's a girl. Do you know anything about the recent murder? I ain't no snitch, Pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts. Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner. We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko. Interesting. She's pleasant. This could be a way into the apartment building. Hey there, I've checked the backyard but couldn't get in that way.
Look, we've had enough problems with bums and drunks and thieves loitering in the hallway. You have no business here.
Convince her you're a real policeman. You're well versed in the kind of threatening legalese that implies criminal liability, but in fact has no meaning whatsoever. Ma'am, your non-compliance is hindering a police matter. I may be forced to refer you for potential prosecution.
I know my rights, and don't you ma'am me, boy.
Miss, would it help if we offer to show you our badges?
Hold your horses. I don't care about your stinking badge. Just come in.
Sweet.
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
This woman's health is failing her. There's not much to do. Not in this damp. Are you alright? Should I call a doctor?
I'm fine, fine. Don't you worry about me.
You're still worried. It's very worrying.
Now, what you want from me, policeman?
Who are you? I'm no one, just an old woman who cleans the hallways. Do you live here? You can call it living. I have a little room upstairs right next to the coal room. It's barely bigger than a closet, but I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company, and that's all I need from this world. All she gets, too. The coastal wind beats down hard on the coal room door outside. Splashes of waves make the balcony slippery. Looking for Martin Martinez. The cleaning lady smiles a gap tooth smile. Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here, don't you worry. What do you mean? Pea-brain, someone played a trick on you. Martin is a name for anyone from Martinez. Like Jim Jamrock or Raoul Ravachol. You really didn't get the joke there. Thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name. How about a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build, smoker on the balcony? I know who you mean, the scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right? Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower. No trouble, I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives? Talk. Turns into violent coughing. He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony, it's one of the doors there. He's usually home in the evening. Thank you, we should go check his apartment on the balcony, see if he's home. I have a few questions about the apartments. What can you tell me about Cindy, the artist? She scoffs. Nothing I can do about her. She ruins the walls faster than I clean them. That's all. Outreach foreclosed by Martinez Realty Associatives. Sea below looks cold and winter gray. Shift in temperature, the air chills around you, dust settles on the stony floor. Rub your sides for warmth. A former architect stands before a slice of window, a room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with the temperature falling down to -20. The plan. Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but the missing eastern wall connects the room with a neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down. Her face is red from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers, clasping a plan. Traces of sadness are visible. It's clean and empty, with no new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room. Someone's torn down the wall. Some money. An old grocery list on a table and checks. Your mailbox is overflowing. Hey Dism, how's it going, buddy? This is Disco Elysium. Really freaking cool game. You're basically a detective that wakes up with amnesia, and it's kind of like a Baldur's Gate type game. It's an RPG, but instead of fighting, it's all about conversation and your emotions. You have to level up like your personality traits, like empathy, authority. It's really friggin' neat. And depending, like my guy, I picked a guy who's losing his mind slowly, so like, my best friend is my necktie. I can't take it off or I get debuffs. It's your friend now, you'll betray it if you change it for some boring scarf. He talks to me. I talk to random objects sometimes. Alright. Door number 9 is locked. You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging furniture. The walking stops, but no one comes to the door. You can feel tension on the other side. Knock again. This time the steps come closer. Who is this? Demands a female voice. Is this the police? Open up. Do I have to open the door? You hear the clacking of heels again as the other walks right to the door. Her tone is now getting a defensive edge. Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant. Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside this apartment. Yeah, but it'd be fun.
Yes?
Someone has drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall. Just keep knocking. I know, right? This door has been closed with a padlock. Chalk drawn number on the board says 11. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Interfacing. You better whip out those cutters, you won't get very far otherwise. No reply. I mean, if I can just break into somebody's apartment, sure. We'll save it. We'll put the chain cutters in my hand. %58%. Let's try it. Oh, we did it. The shackle snaps like a twig and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud. It should be possible to enter now. Better ask to tie first. True that. After you, detective. Flamboyant poster of a white star. Real lithography. Books of critical theory on the monstrosities of capital and such. Photos of revolutionaries posing with guns. Revolutionaries love to pose with their guns. They love their guns. Bust of Krasmazov, a plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Krasmazov. Why does the tenant have a bust of Krasmazov in their bedroom? Father Mazov, the hero of the working class, salute the statue. Krasmazov was a mass murderer. There's nothing cool about keeping his bust on the nightstand. Why is it in the bedroom? The white star of the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting. He was a mass murderer. There's nothing cool about keeping his bust on your nightstand. It was definitely controversial. The tenant here seems to like him. There aren't many communists around, not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems. Screw it, let's salute him. Whoever lives here definitely shares your enthusiasm. There aren't many communists, blah 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 blah. Ooh. Bullet. Lounge jacket. Conceptualization. A classic white summer jacket loved by both the Communist Party and the accompanying subtropical drug traffickers. It fits you well regardless of your political ambitions. But this gives me... That's my cop jacket though. I like my cop jacket more. Maybe I can pawn it for some money. Encyclopedia. That isn't just a 5-pointed star, it's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers, the iconography of communism. The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mazov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure. Why is it upside down? To symbolize the toppling of the old order. To deal with the antlers. The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society that could exist in accord with the natural world and at the same time above it. Ooh, damaged morale. Gone is the glory of hope. Only the scribblings of impoverished students remain in dirty hallways. Just walking around with giant yellow rubber gloves. Oh yeah, it's because I'm supposed to be getting a body off out of a tree. Hanged himself, but I need to find another item first. Eviction notices and missing pets are plastered on top of each other. Kinda look like the sniper and the mechanic and pyro wrapped up in one. My guy is an alcoholic and a smoker, so my emotions take over when I see a cigarette or booze. I think there was a smoke that the guy put out here, and there might be a drag left on it. Some money. Okay, I think I have to check the other part of the house first. And come out there. A sniper, mechanic, and pyro wrapped up in one. Team Fortress. Oh yeah. Old shoe rack, boots, sneakers, and old slippers. 12. Shower curtains are covered in some sort of slime. More money. At least we're finally getting a bit of money, because I was broke. Okay. Exit. We have to go by time too. At night everyone's asleep. I think it's like 1800 right now. Yeah. The breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electric wires. Definitely different. You can make your character so you can like set your emotion levels. You can be like a dramatic kind of guy with like high reaction speed and perception, or you can be more of a cop with authority. Yeah, it's friggin' neat. Just a door, nothing for you here. Go up here. Someone's grown rosemary, thyme, and cactus. It's about $40-something. It's pricey. Store is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here values their security. Reaction speed. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker lives. See if anyone's home. No one answers. Looks like the young man we're looking for isn't home. Think our best chance to catch him is in the evening. It is the evening. Should return tomorrow after we finished our day's work. How about 2100? What do you mean? Smoker, this is why we're here. You might know something about the murder. So tomorrow, 2100. Suddenly he's a little worried about your memory. Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. Wonder how we get up there. Voices from within singing along to some buoyant dance track. Is he always with you? I don't know. He's my... We work at different precincts. So I think he's gonna be with you, unless you might eventually get like other members of your party. But yeah, you can like either create your own character and set up your personality the way you want, or you can pick between an intelligent guy who's really antisocial, or a sensitive guy who's slowly losing his mind, or a physical guy who's really dumb but strong. I picked a sensitive guy who's unstable and losing his mind. And it has been interesting. That is for sure. Wonder how we get up there. Alright, so we have to go back tomorrow.
Trying to sneak up on me again? Trying to snuff me out? Get away, pig!
Oh, fuck you too, kid. Need to figure out where I sell these bottles to. Is it here? Yeah, here's that guy. He wasn't here before. Okay.
Can I help you?
Where's that money I owe? How much do I owe you? 130, Jesus. Yeah.
Hello again, sweetie.
Sweetie needs money. Do sweeties get money? Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck? If she could, this woman would feed and clothe you and every other sad lost person on this earth. You've got guns of steel and a chiseled jaw. Maybe she'd like to sponsor you? Tug on her heartstrings. Just hoping you could be my sponsor. Sure you would make a wonderful gigolo. Gigolo. With those strong arms, but welfare checks aren't all they're cracked up to be. My husband and I are barely scraping by. She's not really lusting after those biceps. It's more like an appraisal. Your deportment remains dignified as you shed a single man tear. It isn't easy for me to ask this of anyone, but I'm at the end of my rope. Any money you have could help. I only have a few cents, but I could give you this to pawn, just to tide you over. Wonderful. He has a pin. Perception. The pin is round and slightly tarnished. 3 sailboats in bas relief, with the sun hovering over the water behind him. The chipped green banner at the bottom reads St. Baptiste Summer 31 Dinghy Races. I'll buy it back for you once I have more money. Oh, it's not an ancient family heirloom, but I suppose it would be nice to get it back. I just wanted to thank you again. Sweet. You can sleep after 2100.
I can't believe it's snowing again. It felt like springtime just a few days ago.
Give you 250.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler
Keep listening.
from another planet. Hey there.
It's going
What's
on
the
here?
jam, my man?
What's the
It's a
jam?
traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days upon days.
Limbo, huh? So that's where I am.
Yeah, exactly.
How long have you been here?
Feels near forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
I don't quite understand what you just said.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
Yeah, there's voice to an extent. They do like the intro parts with voices, but then once it gets like heavily into paragraph reading, they cut out the voice. Empathy, behind a laugh, a touch of sorrow.
So tell me, what do you need?
Got any smokes? Yeah, see, this is where they cut it out. Nope, don't smoke. Some of the other drivers do, though. There's still a few around waiting for the jam to disperse or waiting for the sweet release of death. Yep, nothing wrong with that statement. Your senses have nothing to add. You'll have to ask around elsewhere. You could also check the kiosk down the street, Frit, with 3 T's. Care to spare some change? Huh? Oh no, I ain't got any money. They don't want to pay for unfinished work. They? Who? The bosses, man. Mm-hmm. Maybe don't tell people the people they don't like are actually right. Know anything about the dead man, the one hanging behind the hostel? He ain't one for us drivers, I know that, all accounted for. Busy with what? Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs. A different place where we might smoke, yeah, that's true. I haven't been able to get a smoke yet. My guy's going crazy. What are you hauling? High-grade narcotics, illegal firearms. Time to arrest him. You're under arrest. Wicked, I've always wanted a friend in the underworld. Okay, and what are you actually hauling? Can't even get a few jokes past you. I've got another haul of FALN cargo, mostly sporting goods. Usually get shipped to the Grad on the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Ilmarin market lately. So nothing illegal. Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment. At your machine? This? Sure is like a rash you can't get rid of. You're interested in heavy duty cargo machinery? I just asked because, I don't know, must be a cop reflex. Yeah, must be. Your job's to know all those little things, isn't it? There it is again, a little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he spent too long in this lorry. Could I get one of those tracksuits? We're pals and all, but I can't freely hand out merchandise. What do you see in his eyes? 58%. We'll try it. Oh, I got it. In his eyes, a half-familiar longing, flecks of brown and gold. Familiar how? It's hard to say. His gaze wanders southwest, down the street that goes beyond the horizon. The road continues for miles, flowing together with other roads, turning into causeways or bridges, ending suddenly in dead ends. Forms a crisscross pattern across the land. Where does it lead? Above the Jamrock quarter in the form of a raised motorway, and then the never-ending sprawl of Faubourg. To the old south, to the farthest outskirts of Ravenshaw, through the checkered fields of farmland upstream to the river Esperance, past Montmartin. What's beyond the border? You can't see. It's out of the city. Up ahead, the mist blocks all sight. What's in the southwest? Excuse me. Really, you can tell me. Man, I don't know what to say. Not much anyone can do. There's no helping in absence, you know? I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, a second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am, stuck in this shit, so far from home. Diora. Diora of the Seven Seas. It's on the other end of Le Caillou. Pretty much on another island called Laurentide off mainland. We've got a little place there. I can almost hear my kid laugh when it snows. What's it like to miss someone? What's it like? Good and bad? An ache that brings you joy? I think of them a lot. I dream up these silly scenarios in great detail. Of living with them, it comforts me. There's a pause and a sigh, then he turns his eyes. What about you, cop man? You missing someone? Is that what it is? This feeling? No, it's scarier than that. You're pursued by a hunter, smelling of apricots and sorrow and the past. I miss someone, but I don't know who it is. I feel for you, my friend. It's bad enough to know who you miss. Missing like that doesn't feel like it has much of an upside. But thanks for this. It's nice to talk to someone, and I know it wasn't easy to ask. I hope you find your way through your own troubles. Kingdom of Conscience complete. Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It's control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky, at the dark shapes of coalition airships hanging there. Moralist dialogue options: heal +1 morale, learning cap for volition raised to 5, logic raised to 5. Interesting. Old monument stands in the middle of a traffic island, pointing towards the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece. Who is this? A silver plaque on the statue reads, I am Philip III, a squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Ravishal, son of Philip. Not a good track record of mental health in that family. What did the king do? Even by the standards of the kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy. Gotta head off to bed, I'll hit you up tomorrow. Alright, Dism, have a good night, dude. Thanks for hanging out. In what way? He blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Ravishal. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution. How did he manage to blow the entire treasury? Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber where he stored unfathomable wealth. Bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices. He called it the Solaram. The man certainly knew how to live. Horrific necktie. I would like to sleep on gold. But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. The what now? He wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy. Not just any nose candy though, we're talking Royal Philippine blow, allegedly twice as potent as the stuff you find nowadays, and purple Philippine cocaine was purple. So he was addicted to nose candy, a bloated druggie. That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the bay. This is a lot to process. Where is he buried now? Beneath the cold waters of the bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the mausoleum. A group of marble plurants still surrounds the king's vandalized tomb. A deathly cold wind sweeps up candy wrappers and old newspapers. The original statue was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn of the century revolution, when Martinez was leveled. Who restored it? A group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals thought it would be ironic to restore the statue. The statue's supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart like an instant frozen in time, floating on a sea of shit. Brilliant, so funny and nihilistic. People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young artists. Huh. Ooh, money. White tank top. Tank top, gym vest, reeking of sweat. This sleeveless shirt's the best choice if you're not afraid to show off your masculine upper body and that hairy chest. Stick with the shirt. Hail, driver. The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. It's the warmth of a winter's night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes. Maybe she's your grandma. Excuse me, ma'am, I'd like to ask some questions. No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her. Grandma? Nothing. Oh, this one is a monster in disguise.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone. Why? I just told you why.
Okay. Well, fine now. Need to get a copy of the map. A lorry stuck in a traffic jam. This heavy ground-made machine is well kept for such an old machine. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia, proclamations about honor, strength, and purity. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. Racist nationalist paraphernalia, not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. Likely, this guy's proud of who he is, drapes it all over the machine. He was acting tough before, this probably scared him a bit. Who knows when it'll come in handy. I guess I should equip this again. Talk to this guy again.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Don't have any tips on how to punch a guy out, do you? Say a really big racist terrorist guarding a button? Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure. You might have some advice, but you gotta at least try to fight Measurehead.
Hola, Wandering Man.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
I think I know what the race enigma is. Fascinating. The phrenologic lines on his face move like a puzzle board. The Revacholian degenerate shows signs of racial self-reflection. How did you accomplish this? I imagine the picnic face of the desert pygmy laughing at me. So it would seem for all of Ghoul, I find myself at a crossroads. On one hand, this pathetic self-therapy has little to do with the great mystery of living organisms, the race enigma. Of course, you'll not be able to free yourself from the yoke of Ghoul. It's too late. Gene baby, do the heroic thing. First of all, I will stop drinking. That's not possible. The game of Shaman you play against the Ghoul's tricks is unwinnable. The days, the weeks, the months will wear you out. I'm quitting. You will not. You cannot withstand the wasteland of reality. It's super hard, Jean. The woman looks at her fingernails. My mom couldn't do it either. Very well, you may enter once. It's been brought to your attention that you're an alcoholic, and that it's a sickness, and it's killing you. You're crawling on your knees through life, your booze-filled belly dragging on the ground, your brain now fuzzy, now in overdrive. Your hair sticking together with today's cold sweat and yesterday's vomit. Perhaps they're right. Anything is better than this. Maybe you can quit. Wonder how you unlock a new slot. Dewey typewriter, the model name is on the back. Every worker member of the board is written at the top of the flyers. Door's locked and can't be opened from this side without pass card. Radio is emitting strange buzzing sounds. An imposing combination of a punch clock and payphones looking down at you from the wall. A note on the sign says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike." Second glance, someone's forgotten to properly close one of the drawers. See what's in. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data, 2 kinds of transactions stand out, materials coming into Ravishal from the outside world. The same materials being handed over to companies inside Ravishal. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry. Go through the folders. Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer. Appears to be a to-do list written in large capital letters. Remember, Leo. Everett shoes, special whirling, borscht. All items have been crossed out and the note itself crumpled. To-do note with a list of errands for Everett. Everett Clare, probably, the head of the Barters Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here. Thought complete. A lonesome long way home. Here we go, home awaits. Walk past Station 41, through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past a video rental store on the corner, there at the end of the street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. You no longer live there, those times are gone, and so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work, that's all you have now. Oh, you spend a skill point. What's this? A postcard. This postcard offers a glimpse across the river. A little more than a decade after the war, the Eastern Bank is already fully renovated. postcard will sell for a pretty penny. Alright. Alright. Go up here. Looks like someone left his Tarpullian cloak on the railing. The white rectangle is clearly visible on its back. This is your cloak, you can feel it. I think that's mine. Yes, it does bear the insignia we're only detectives and martinets. As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the cloak wants to deliver a message of comfort through your fingertips. I will shield you from the elements and give my life for years. That's what the cloak is relaying. Yeah. Excuse me. Sentient cloak, nice. Yeah. How's it going, Kana? A rusting control panel with several knobs, 2 buttons marked Olimar and Itandra are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. Kinda mad I didn't get home from work till 8:30. Ugh, that sucks. This crane was built with a purpose which has now been fulfilled to move this container. What's inside? You can say all you know is it's special. Can't see how that was worth a ruckus, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying. I love my job, oh yeah. there's something about this container. It's just like your thing with that wall again. Maybe, I can't tell. I think we should investigate. You do? Because I don't. Why not? There's a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? Just feels special. It's a cargo container, just like all the others. We're not here to interact with containers, we're here to talk to the Union. Attempt to turn the handle to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. Can't even open a door. I equip the pry bar. Half light.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
The accent is so thick it's impossible not to notice he's Yubi from the Vanishing Peninsula of Elysium of Mundi.
Container, container, used to be Walpines. Container, container, now belongs to Everett. Everett, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
Look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as he's ever seen. Kinda makes you feel like an asshole for no apparent reason.
I see you're not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you? I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You're Yubi, right? Oh yes, born and raised in Irish, mister. Mom had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent, took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I came from. What are you doing with the containers? I'm just making some covers for them. You hear, yes I am, so it's easier for the crate operators to spot them. Hate to break this bonding moment, but the red containers mean they're replacing the company livery with a union. Where is everyone? Most of the guys are down at the gates keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. No one is working? Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everett's in his office. Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everett sent them on a nice vacation for a week or so. Him and his boys stirred up something in town, probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off. Weirdly, did they kill someone? No, I don't think they killed anyone. The little guy shies away from you. Let's better talk about something else. Titus and his boys do good work. You work here? Yeah, everybody needs a job and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. Everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady. Who is this Miss Beaufort? A real pretty lady with a skin like dough and sucre, candy bars, and Mrs. likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio, but I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Oh, Lizzie, she's a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly. She's a real nice girl, grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone, real pillar of the community. For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes. If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her, but she can't have kids. Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here, but you guys are alright. A white rectangle on your clothes might not mean an awful lot in Martinez, but the recognition from an authority figure made Leo's day. Yes, I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. What was that about the borscht? Been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started, the little guy chuckles. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadin's boar dogs every time that lunch is done. Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns guys into dog fighters. Alcohol, however. What do you mean by taking this soup to the men? Is it for striking? Yes, I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. Who makes it in the whirling? The whirling's cooked, he makes it. Dan is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. Looks like the borscht is spiked. I'm gonna look into it. Oh sure, mister. Sure. What's the container over there? Oh, that one? That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up. Looking for the leader. Oh, you want Mr. Everett? He's an awfully nice fellow. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They have lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. Patience. Deep down you have the mental power to keep listening. Not many would, but you do. I had an arithmetics teacher, Miss Bellows. Her real name was Mrs. Bellums. She was a real pretty lady, but when she got mad, all the boys liked her, but if you know what I mean, mister, we used to sneak in her yard in the dark and peek through the window. One time we saw her with a fellow. Keeps nodding and looking at you with a smile. It's too sincere to be clever. Finally, he seems to lose some internal struggle and adds, "Them was naked too, that's all I gotta say about that." Thank you, almost forgot. Mr. Everett's in the container over there. Cover. Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. Typical power play. Wait for him to speak first. Show him you've got a backbone. One good eye of this man fills you up without even flickering. The other is constantly moving like a goldfish in a tank, grotesquely magnified by his +6 glasses. For a moment you don't know where to look. It's unbearably humid in the trailer. Beads of sweat slide down the man's forehead. Keep staring. At first nothing happens. His face wears a wide and self-satisfied smile. Every now and then he smacks his big lips. Like a general over his maps, he plots his moves. Judging by the way he's licking his chops, it's gonna be a good one. So,
Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi, how nice that you found a moment to pay a visit to the Debargers Union. I'm Everard Clare, head of this little operation here. Please, have a seat.
the chair looks like a torture device, extremely uncomfortable.
You go ahead, detective.
What's with the Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debargers Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
Damaged health. Chair you're sitting on has gotten to the point of uncomfortable in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Garte. Some people have no manners. This should take care of that nonsense.
Points to a novelty check on his desk.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with the cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
It's 25 real. That's good money. Think of all the stuff you could... You know Gert?
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is. Don't mention it, but also don't forget it. I'm just kidding, of course.
Easy.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun. Lost gun. Lost gun.
World is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words escape. Lost gun. How do you know about my
I know
lost gun?
everything, Harry. Right now, I know that you're worried. Don't be worried. Everything's going to be alright. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be alright.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Officer.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
God, you're sweating, your knees jerking, you're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are going to shoot themselves with it. No, I'm not about to cry.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
Oh, this is killing me.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
Let your mind go to your safe place. Whenever it's distracted by your odd behavior, the lieutenant's eyes are mapped all around you. Folder desk papers on the wall.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe you could use your hand somehow in a kind of throwing motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. Actually, this chair is uncomfortable. I could use that glass of water.
What an odd demonstration of... Huh? You got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time, and I'm in...
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Here's your window. Get yourself together and ask some questions. Told you the union is involved in the local drug trade. What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Trust you like I trust all my friends, and I know you'll never talk to me about this again because you don't want to wound me, so do what you want. Are you gonna ask me how I got in? Honestly, I didn't have to bring it up. I heard you've become Measurehead's race people. I'm not a race people, I just listened to some of the things he had to say. Of course, you're not some kind of fantastic racist now. Rest assured, no one's gonna hear about it. You can see the map of Ravishall in your head. Dozens of red arrows are pointing outwards from Martinez, moving all across the city. Anyway, I assure you, I'm a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it. You called me Mr. Dubois. Why? You call me Everett, I call you Harry. So that's really my name? My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesia cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that? It's true, my memory's a bit hazy. I assure you there's nothing to be ashamed of. You're among friends, and the good news is I have a big folder on you. I'm sure you have a lot of questions to ask. Maybe I can help you out. Sure you had some concerns you thought I might be able to address. You're probably right, I can. Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents? Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now. Where'd you get that? My friends in an organization gave it to me. I find that very suspicious. Afraid this is meant for Union eyes only. I'm sure you understand. Let's talk about my lost gun. Your gun will be found, it's just a matter of time and effort. The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage. Wait, the gun may have been bought from Roy's pawn shop. Have you men factored that in? Yes, thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun. My men have indeed factored in that you pawned it. Now please let the professionals do their job. Kick back, Harry. Relax. I have great guys on this. Did not come to a surprise as to him. He might actually not be bullshitting. Does this mean if I do things for you, I get my gun back? Damn it, Harry, that's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course. He's not. Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us. I want to talk about the hanging. Oh, of course, that's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here. I would love to help, like I'm helping you with your lost gun. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. Since there's a but there's a thing that keeps keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. If we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open. That sounds good. Let's do that. But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. Suddenly, you're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. I've opened a few doors in my life. I'm sure you're gonna open this one with flying colors. This is really simple and there's nothing shady about it. Whose door is it? Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. Why don't you open it yourself? I'm a busy man, and more importantly, I don't have the extraordinary physique you do. You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you. I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man. What do you mean by a weasel? A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me. I just want this to be over and discuss business with you. I bet you don't even know anything about the hanging. Harry, I'm what people call a local bigwig. Fine, I'll look into it. We need to talk about that murder. Fantastic. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level. You can get the key from Manana. He's down at the gates. like a free agent in the Union, special operations, hardened socialist, a real free thinker too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. I'm looking into your shady brew. I don't know what that means, Harry. There's so many moving parts in my operation I can't keep track of them all. You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing, if you can. Make it even shadier. I met Joyce. Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. One thing I want to make clear is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here. We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you find your lost gun. That's so nice of him, suspiciously nice. What happened to the previous negotiator? Nothing, I let him go. Why would you let an ally like that go? He's an old man here. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. You called him a midget. I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What's this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. Only kidding, you're not a midget. No one is. We're pals. Hard to say if he really lost his temper or if this is another one of his tricks. Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances. Vanished? The woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. She got back, the whole thing was over. Everett, Joyce seems to think the union is lowballing her. Yes, lowballing, of course. He suddenly is very serious. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake. His expression makes it clear this is childish and irresponsible behavior. Why haven't you let her in to see you? If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would, and I just don't have anything to discuss with bad negotiator. He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that. Of course, let me assure you one more time, it's okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your gun. Tell her about everything. This is weird, not nice, weird, but okay. What's in the container outside your office? Something special about it. It was attached to the crane. You smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time's a precious resource and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it. Wait, he leans into his drawer and pulls out a plastic card. You need this to get in and out through the gate. I don't want to get stuck in here. Here, you're one of us now, a real red and white union man. Take care, Harry.
mister. I need to be back to talking to Leah here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And a lot of folks really did.
Oh, okay. Those empty wine bottles and cigarette butts. Someone partied really hard here. Did I do this? Well, yeah, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you. Really sad. It must have been miserable. Can I pick up the bag? Yeah. This is the booth. The name on the door reads Renee Arnaud. This is where Renee works. I'm gonna look around. If you must, but please hurry, we're pretty easy to spot up here. Nothing incriminating catches your eye. Cabinets are cleaned. There's a framed photograph on a table. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. A man is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. Renee looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memories. Gonna ask him about it. You're really interested in that old soldier. Not sure I understand your fascination, but sure, as long as it doesn't take up a whole lot of time. Who's Renee?
So, how'd you like our harbor?
Nice enough. It said you have a key to a door. A key, huh? Said it belonged to a weasel. Got that key right here, and let me tell you, it's mighty good for you to help us out during a strike. Not really doing this for political reasons. None of the above type, are you? I get it. I like to keep my distance too, but it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. What you're doing is basement door behind the greenhouse. Where'd you get the key from? Janitor gave it to me. Nice fellow. We talked about life and things that really truly matter. His gaze wanders off into the distance. None of this mess we're in, this jiving and juggling, what's it for? Anything else I should know? Why are you striking? We're negotiating our share, your share. How large a share would you like? All of it. However, right now we want all the Harvard workers to be on the company's board. Are you a communist? No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is much older. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back is I can't and I shouldn't. Can you tell me about the boss? Not you would like to say, but then there's that weasel door. The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding for him, having command of his time. It's the most important thing. It all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old code. It's an appropriation of Vespertine cool. Out of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman, true to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends. The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide. Any idea who killed the hangman?
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind?
Hello again, officer. How are things?
Hello again, sweetie.
Can I help you?
Is this where we sleep? whore. Okay, well, where do I sleep? Damn, that felt good. Your heart's pounding. You should tell people to fuck off more often. No, you shouldn't. You're an officer of the law. It's not really my style. I have an idea how to fix your style. Maybe you should just go fuck yourself. You ever thought of that?
Looking for something, Hunt? Huh? Coming to tell me to fuck off again?
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
I need to exchange this check for cash. Insert your bottles. Got $36 now. Wonder how we sleep. Well, peeps, I think I'm gonna end episode 2 here. Thank you for hanging out. I totally appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. And I hope to see us all again next time. Take care, peeps.